Okay, it's Thursday, July the 29th, 2021, and I'm stood here on the John Bunyan Trail at Millbrook, Central Bedfordshire. There's no sort of landmark feature to kick us off today, because I couldn't get anywhere near Millbrook Church, which is where I was planning to start from, but the parking around here is terrible. So here we are, right into it on the John Bunyan Trail, as I say. And we're about to undertake 12 miles of North Herts Ramblers group walk. E-walk number escapes me, but it's a 12 miler. I think it's 260 actually. So it's a mixed day at the moment. Shouldn't rain. Temperature's about 20, 21. Nice cool breeze. It is pretty windy, so there might be some wind interference later on. Let's see when I get into open spaces. I've kind of chosen this walk because it's quite tree lined and hopefully it will keep the wind down. It's around 1 o'clock, so around 6 hours of walking today, I reckon. Done by 7-ish. Let's see what awaits us. Some of this walk will duplicate what I did previously at Marston Moretaine, Captain Tom's village, town. Yeah, this is a kind of figure of 8 type walk, so half of it we've done before, albeit in a different direction today. If I remember correctly, I am walking in an anti-clockwise direction. So let's press on. This bit I've certainly done before. I think it was about a year ago we did this walk actually. Around about 13.5 miles that day. Well maintained footpath here by Central Beds. As we walk past the vehicle testing centre on my right. There is a golf course up on my left, but that ball is well off course. Up there somewhere, the golf course. Well, the damaged benches that I filmed last summer have now disappeared altogether, which is very poor really. And when I first viewed these benches on a Saturday Walkers Club walk, they were very healthy. Only the one left now, so that really needs attention. Central Beds. There's the testing ground, or part of it, with a decent vista across the vale over there. Well, we only get to see a bit of it from here, but there is a decent vista. Two options here: left, Greensand Ridge walk; right, just a general public footpath. That's the one we take, as last time I seem to recall. Descending pretty steeply here, and this duplicates what we did last year. Now I've left my glasses in the car. That's a good start, isn't it? So I won't be able to identify anything today. I have to go by sound, on the bird front at least. Just about see ahead of me. Oh dear. And as I mentioned last year, still pretty damp and slippy in here, even at this time of the year. Albeit we did have a shower last night, which has created a lovely smell in this woodland. So as mentioned, here we go. This corner never dries out in my experience, no matter what the time of the year or the conditions. Clearly it's an absolute quagmire in the wetter months of the year. Get a bit better view here across the plain and the Millbrook Vehicle Testing Centre. The old crab apple tree I recorded last year. Still plenty of fruit on there. Not too much on the ground yet because it's not ripe, but no doubt there will be. Having said that, I think someone might have commented last year that these are not crab apples, but something else, not green gages. Oh, I can't think of the word. Anyway, someone will let me know, I'm sure. Plenty of this lovely crimsony coloured plant around at the moment. Seems to be good for pollinators. Got a better view here across the plain. Got the old churchyard here for the remains of St Andrew's Church, I believe it is, on the edge of Lidlington. Once again, another walk, another loss of green belt. This time courtesy of Jarvis Homes. It really is incredible, as I said last week, and as some viewers agreed. Atrocious. The size of this field. It's pretty high as well, and undulating. So we're going to have to do some work here to get it level. But even so, more greenbelt lost. Now coming out of the woodland into residential Lidlington, turn right here at the Grove, following the Marston Vale Timberland Trail. The path, or the GPX route, splits shortly, as I'll explain. And those swift boxes are still there, but not currently occupied by the looks of it. Maybe the residents have already returned to Africa. Highly unlikely, that's a bit early. There's the old owl box as well. Okay, the path splits here. GPX trail goes across the railway line that way. Marston Vale Trail, which is the way I went last time, but I'm going to do it in reverse this time. Continue up to Marston Station. In fact, I should have said Millbrook Station. All good to see. The development of the green belt isn't, but creating, as it says there, the forest of Marston Vale is. Very different walking now from what we've just been doing, and this is all new terrain until we get to the visitor centre at Marston Vale. Disused signalman's house. Should be brought back into habitable accommodation. Sure someone would live there. Another empty home, wasted. Now walking across lovely sort of flower meadow area. An opening in the woodland here. Wonderful. Clouding up a bit though, that was in forecast. Wind's got those, is it willow? That willow leaf. Wonderful. Got part of the testing grounds here, the vehicle testing grounds. Sounded like a Grand Prix car was racing past. Could well have been for all I know. You've got the railway line just here as well. Coming out into a bit of agricultural land now, and within the last week since my last walk I've seen the fields cut, baled and now ploughed in already. Such is the speed that the modern farmer can get his crop done. It's incredible. I've even seen trailers that are able to bale, lift the bales themselves, so that the farmer can drive the tractor straight through a field of bales, load them without even getting out the cab. It's incredible. Or any other assistance. It's a one-man job now, for some anyway. So here we are at Millbrook station, and another property dilapidated and empty. So all the time they're happy to build on the green belt and take away those precious lands, yet they're letting these places just dilapidate. Not good enough. Network Rail, who I presume owns this property. The one immediately opposite is occupied. So although I'm aiming for lunch at Marston Moretaine Church again, our onward journey at the moment is right here, following the path alongside the railway line. I wonder what the purpose of that tower is. Several 100-foot high. I notice here in this new woodland they've got a number of ash planted in keeping with the native traditional woodlands, but I wonder how long it will last. Doesn't seem too badly affected at the moment, but it's the young trees, I read, that are getting attacked in particular. It's been very good walking underfoot thus far, either tracks ready-made, grass, or one little bit of wood, mud in the woodland back there earlier. And there's one of those wind farms again, wind turbines. Well thought out, one path for pedestrians, one for horses. Very good. Plenty of benches stroke picnic stops possible as well. So opposite another bench. Don't go straight on here, but take a left. All the time we're walking around deep water the other side of this tree line, which would have been a former brickworks. And as I mentioned last time I did this walk, this is excellent regeneration of former industrial land. Really is. Good example. And this is still new walking, by the way. And thus far, considering it's the summer holidays, I have hardly seen anyone, which is great. Well, I thought in the woodland there I was listening to jet noise overhead, but it's actually this beast. So there's another reason why I don't like them. Very noisy, inefficient, and they won't be around for much longer either. It's a bit like the transformation to electric cars. Complete lip service and a waste of time. Let's get straight into hydrogen. Much, much better. Plenty of water in the sea. Let's get with it. So passing a very busy visitor centre. An old memento of times gone by, the old brick press. So there you have it. And here are the pan rollers. Interesting. Map here of the Timberland Trail, much of which we did on the last walk out here last summer. Nice bit of craft work there. It's See, I don't mind it when it's in this kind of environment, semi-urban. And this is depicting Bedford and Milton Keynes Waterway Park. Project to create a 16-mile linear park connecting Bedford to Milton Keynes. And along with the east-west crossrail, this area is really taking off in some positive directions as well. Information panel here once again about Marston Meadow. So now left the Marston Vale Country Park behind us, and there's my lunchtime stop, all being well. And then the afternoon journey continues in that direction, back up into those hills. So here we are, almost 6 miles in, so exactly halfway, 3:15, time for lunch. And as you can hear once again, as we did last year, the swifts love that tower. Clearly prefer this to the nest boxes we saw earlier, and why not? Yeah, this is the interesting church with 2 sections. I'm with Captain Tom Moore, God rest his soul. He's not actually buried here though, is he? I think he went up Yorkshire way, where he was from. Can't recall exactly, but God rest his soul. Quarter 4, lunch has been had, thanks to Martin and Maisie there. Sun's gone in, temperature seems to have dropped, although I think it's more to do with the wind chill, as the wind is quite strong today. Yeah, as you can see, a bit grey. Right, let's press on. So from Marston Moretaine, come out into this cereal field, and this is duplication of the walk I did last year, but in reverse. These look like the same beans that were in last year. They've never been picked. Still on the Marston Vale timber trail, and that's where we're headed. Not sure if we go up into the hills or round them. The map shows we go round the base. Again, the wildlife seems to love this. Plenty of birds popping up out of it as I walk past. And even creatures like deer running out. There you go. Just see it bobbing up in there, trying to find its way through the cornfield now. Just about to cross the rail line again now, to the point where we were earlier, and that was just over a mile of field crossing, which clearly could be a bit of a trudge when there's no cereals on it or crops on it, when it's been ploughed up and not reinstated. And I do believe this line forms part of the east-west rail crossing. So here we are, back where we left the walk earlier, and just duplicating a bit of it past the swift boxes and what have you. So I came from down there earlier, next to the proposed development, but my onward journey now is right here up past this new church as opposed to the ruin we passed earlier. Passing this Green Man pub. Okay, I'm now at the high point of today's walk, 434 foot. Low point was about 124, not sure where that was, but this is certainly the high point today. I've seen these pretty little yellow daisy-like plants a lot today, if anyone knows what they are. Wonderful little things. There's always a bit of yellow knocking around, isn't there, right from when aconites and celandines come out. So another well manicured path across wheat field. So it should be downhill henceforth. Still hear traffic in the distance, even though we're a long way from it. Must be the way the wind's blowing today. And as you can see, it's like walking on a beach. Definitely green sand country. It's a wonder this cereal grows in it, but there you go. So we come off the green sand ridge walk here, next to this little clump of trees, going off down there, and take this well manicured path towards a lane in the distance. There's another lovely little pink and white flower. Big cluster of them here. Well, interestingly, we're still on the green sand ridge walk, so it must do a sort of circular around here. Another farm that's branched out into accommodation, and why not? And our onward journey is actually into the farm, as opposed to straight on, which is the John Bunyan Trail. I think that notice should come down now. Now we know a bit more about what it is and what it isn't. That's a load of rubbish, all that. Anyway, the lodges must be working for them because they're still building them. Must be topping up the old income for them. All good to see for the rural economy. We remain on the Green Sand Ridge Walk and various others, including the John Bunyan Trail again, I notice, into woodland here, which will be nice. Well, you walk up the drive and in front of Jackdaw Hill House here, and then into this lovely wooded area. Another very pleasant section of woodland walking. Who needs a new forest when you've got the peace and tranquility up here? Well, for a few minutes anyway. Got the A507 to get across shortly. What a lovely butterfly that is. Not sure what it is. I don't think it's a marbled white. Okay, at this juncture, not indicated on the finger post, we take a right here, down that track. So away from the John Bunyan Trail now. Wonderful. More coniferous with Scots pine around this area, which which obviously takes to the sandy soil very well, I'd have thought. Lots of new birch in that plantation. Wonderful to see. Passing another golf course on my left as the A507 approaches. Okay, the GPX track has been altered slightly, probably for safety reasons, and this is a better way of crossing the A507. So like I say, the GPX track has been altered, but for our benefit, I think. So I now need to do a right here from whence I've just walked to get back on track. A couple of 100 yards, that's all. But as you can see, that is one very busy road, albeit it's now 5:15 and probably as busy as it gets. This CCTV camera is on the perimeter of Centre Parks, what they call Woburn, I believe. And I really detest these places, as you'd probably guess, exploiting and commercialising green spaces. So not only are developers taking away the green belt, but now you've got these so-called holiday companies destroying our woodlands. I don't think they add any benefit to the woodland at all. Far from it, they do the opposite. Obviously you've got vehicles driving into the woodland to get to these places, the extra traffic around the area getting to these places, and the loss of biodiversity because of the human presence. They really are a pain in the neck. It's, you know, it's trying to copy the Americans and the Swedes, I guess, to a degree, but they've got the extent of forest to cater for this. We have not. It is an absolute disaster, this. And you know, they seem to be creeping. I see Centre Parks are going to build one. Oh, where did I see it advertised? They're going to build their 6th park somewhere. Could be on the edge of the New Forest, I don't know. But you know, what's the point of having these forests if we're going to build in them as well? We really are destroying the country and its environment. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? We haven't had that much rain lately, and look at that. But you know, those holiday villages, that's denying public access there to a lot of space. Private owner has fenced it all off, making money out of it, and denying public access. So that's bang out of order, I feel. We're about 400 foot up here, just outside Centre Parks, on the edge of the wood. Pretty decent vista. Interesting, lots of new shrubs and trees being grown up there on that embankment. Wonder who's behind that. That's one to look out for in the future. Some kind of new hedgerow there, which is good to see. Somebody out training a horse there. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not keen on this either. Again, commercialisation, making money out of animals. Don't agree with it. Plenty of signs about private property and dogs guarding the place. Meantime, Joe Public has been shunted to the perimeter next to the road traffic. It's outrageous really, isn't it? And tucked away behind a row of trees there Got this sort of factory thing going on. Must be, well, it looks like it's making pulp and other such stuff for their private cycleways or whatever. There is a public bridleway here, as you can see, with a new sign on it as well. But that's the way the GPX track goes, but it does involve walking along a bit of a busy road into Millbrook. So I'm going to take the other footpath bridleway that's marked on the map, because that gets you further into Millbrook without road walking. As you can see, I've just crossed the busy A507 again on Catherine's Walk, Greensand Ridge Walk, but luckily there's a set of pedestrian lights there that get you across okay. This has the makings of a far better walk in to Millbrook anyway, albeit it's used by cyclists, so I've noticed. Crossing over a boardwalk. Don't see any river underneath me, but I can hear something. Oh yeah, there is water there, look. So it's a bridge. And then you come out onto the road, much nearer the village, but albeit there's still a bit of road walking to be done. Well, in fact, it's on pavement, not the road. That path there, Greensand Ridge Walk, takes you up to the church. And this Catherine's Walk is a new one on me. I didn't notice that signage before. And it looks like new signage as well. So what was a pub last summer is now a residence. So let's finish up the walk here. It's 6:30. The Alfred Everett playing field. And funny enough, as I was filming the Checkers, or what used to be the Checkers there, the owner came out and told me he's now got a buyer on it. So that property is no more. Well, it is a residence, but has been sold on now. So, very decent walk that. And I've walked 13.1 mile, not the 12 that was forecast, and 4 hours 46. Very decent walk though. Plenty of variety in it. Far prefer that kind of walk with variety in it to a sort of straight up river walk like last week, really. Unless there's a lot of interest in it. But yeah, some duplication there from the last time I was here, but we did it in a different direction this time. So hopefully you get a different viewpoint. And once again, very good walk created by the North Herts Ramblers, as usual. A good one. So, weather held out. Got a bit chilly in the afternoon there. Wind direction created a bit of a chill factor. So anyway, days are getting shorter already, aren't they? 6:30, another hour, be getting dark. Anyway, let's not end on a depressing note. Very nice walk. Recharged till the next time, eh?